Matter of fact, there's something called Marni's pocket watch that you could use in the Awakening Snot. Wow. Greetings everyone, welcome to Coffee and RPGs. My name is Solomon SK and thank you so much for clicking on today's video. We just had probably the biggest update so far in 2022 for Black Desert Online, and we'll go over some of the updates as well as whether or not Drakania will be your new main. And as always, you guys know that we love our coffee here, so if you guys got your cup of coffee or your beverage of choice, let's go over these updates together. Cheers to you guys. So I've been playing the Drakania for a few hours now, and admittedly she's actually a pretty enjoyable class to play. TLDR, if you're somebody who already plays the Guardian and likes that particular class, you'll probably fall in love with her because she's a little different, but at the same time very similar compared to some of the other classes out there that I could reasonably compare her to right now. So let's go ahead and get some of the PvP things out of the way for this class. And you guys already know that I'm not a huge PvPer. I'm not particularly great at it, and so a lot of the information that I found comes to you by a stream from the official Black Desert Online Twitch page, and this was streamed by one of their community managers by the name of Armin, and he went over the skills of Drakania and as well as doing a lot of Black Desert Online's version of Battlegrounds. And as you can see here, even though I said that the character does play very similarly to the Guardian, where she might feel a little sluggish, very slow, depending on how you play and depending on how familiar you are with her skills, she could move very fast. As you can see here, he's moving across the roofs over these houses and just kind of getting in on the action by jumping behind the enemy team and whatnot. And so very, very maneuverable, probably slightly more maneuverable than the Guardian herself.
I got stuck a little bit. Okay, I need to learn her no collision movements. So far, her stamina actually doesn't feel bad. Now that I'm getting a bit more used to it, I can stay in the fight. I basically get in the fight and I'm staying in there. So it's kind of built. If you remember watching Calphion Ball, she's built to kind of get in the fight and kind of be able to stay in. But so I think as a result of that, her stamina is a bit low. Oh, wait, that movement. No, he got the grab. Oh, man. That's unfortunate. Oh. PA? Okay, we're going to heal up here. Oh, no, I got grabbed. I got the V. I'm happy that they made sure it doesn't have grab resist or anything. You can't just sit in the ball and kind of be able to do all of that, right? Oh, I got one through there.
But at the end of the day, yeah, she's still very tanky, has a lot of HP and a lot of defense. Matter of fact, there's a lot of times where Armin would be knocked down and the player that's trying to kill him can't, because even though he's laying there on the ground, because he has so much HP and because he has so much defense, he's able to get back up and just continue the fight, which a lot of classes, they don't really have that ability, but she does. And as you can see, some of his 1v1 footage, it's just really impressive, like how well Armin was able to play the class, despite the fact that he probably only had a couple hours to play around with it. And yeah, I'm really admiring his PvP skill right now, because I'm just terrible at it. And so I was able to ask kind of to give us the TLDR of this particular class, her strength and weaknesses. He would say it's probably best to run double narcs like the Valkyrie does, because we know that the Valkyrie is very heavy with defense and HP as well. Drakania also has very high crit rates as well, but he doesn't really recommend the crit rings like some other classes might use, although it does give it more damage. It's probably best to play on the class strengths rather than its weaknesses, or compensate for its weaknesses. And so he personally would go HP. And again, going back to some of the similarities between this class and the Guardian, she has a lot of AoEs, but the Drakania particularly has a lot of AoEs as well, but they're very narrow, whereas the Guardian is just more broad, just, you know, 360 over the top type of AoEs. And again, as you saw from the play footage from Armin that we saw before, she seems to be a little bit more agile compared to the Guardian as well. So yeah, at the end of the day, still a very fun class to play. Matter of fact, I would argue that she's probably one of the most flashiest classes in the game, probably second only to the Dark Knight, where her skills, because she uses both electricity and fire and meshes them all together, and we see giant like electric birds and dragons flying over when she uses her dark spirit skills and stuff. It's really flashy. I really like that aspect of the game. And again, her combos, her skill animations and whatnot, very beautiful, very gorgeous. Pearl Abyss did a really good job designing her overall. But as of right now, we only get to play the Secession version of this class. Awakening will probably come out, I would say, maybe a month from now, from what I understand and what previously Pearl Abyss has done in the past for these type of things. So it says right here that until Awakening is released for Drakania, 100% of her main weapons AP will be applied to Secession. Matter of fact, there's something called Marni's Pocket Watch that you could use, that you could slot into her Awakening slot, so then that way you're able to keep up with all the other classes already in the game. But ironically enough, season characters can't use the Pocket Watch. It's only until after you graduated from season that you're able to use it, but you're able to obtain this, I believe, after completing the main storyline, the new storyline, which we'll get into right here in a moment. Now we got some screenshots of the new area that has been released as well, and it's called the Mountain of Eternal Winter. So if you look east of Duvenkroon, there's another capital city here called Elton. I don't have the complete map unlocked yet, but yeah, lots of new grinding spots. I already seen a lot of players kind of going through a certain set of rotations, trying to get the new mats and whatnot. And we also have new resources as well. Sorry, wrong node. We have new snowfield, cedar timber, and sap as well. And I'm pretty sure there's also numerous other things that I haven't gotten, but yeah, new resources, new mats, new everything. So particularly to the players who haven't played Black Desert Online for a while or haven't played at all, I think this is actually a really good opportunity for you guys to play right now, because they actually revamped the quest storyline from the beginning, kind of, sort of. And also a quick heads up, Black Desert Online is free right now. Normally it's $10, but you don't have to shell out anything if you always wanted to play. When you make your season character, you're able to choose between two paths. You could actually start from the normal path of the storyline that everybody else goes through. This is your typical starting point around the Belanos region that is west of Velia, but you could also start from the new Mountain of the Eternal Winter storyline as well, and this actually fits within the main storyline too as well. But without giving away too much and without spoilers, they all do connect one point at another. But just know that if you do choose the second newer storyline path, there will be some spoilers, just in case if you actually don't know what's going on with the storylines of the previous continents and whatnot. And so I think this is really cool too, because you'll notice that a lot of the NPCs actually have voice dialogue now.
Waste of my time. Why won't they let us enter? Don't they know how far I've traveled?
The explosion happened out west. How is it relevant to anything happening here in the east?
You know how many years we've been trading here? We can't just pack up and leave now.
I really do appreciate this, because it seems like Pearl Abyss is really making an effort to make their games a lot more immersive and trying to get players, rather than just breezing through the dialogue, just really try to make the players understand what's going on, what's within the game. And you can still breeze through the dialogue, don't get me wrong, if you don't really care about that kind of stuff, but it's really good to know that's there, it's there anyways. And yeah, it's those sort of little things that I really do appreciate myself as somebody who's really into lore. Now, this is something a lot of players may not like, but I personally do like it, because it kind of gives it a subtle survival feel to the game, although it's a minor inconvenience, admittedly, but a minor inconvenience that I do like, or put up at the very least. And basically, if you are in the actual desert area of Black Desert Online, you get these debuffs and you have to drink tea or water depending on what time of day or night you are in. Well, the same thing is happening within certain parts of the new region, as you have to drink Citrian tea or well brewed Mesmia tea, again, to get rid of the debuff, or else you'll get this frostbite debuff that constantly makes your HP go down slowly but surely. And if you guys want to stay up to date to everything that is RPGs, including MMOs, survival, JRPGs, roguelike, and everything else, including Black Desert Online, please consider subscribing as well as hitting the like button to this video, so then that way you guys stay in the loop. Now, if you're into Fallen Gods and Blackstar gear and stuff like that, there's now a new helmet called the Labreska helmet, and this is something that I've heard. I'm just so mind blown. somebody apparently already has a pen version of this helmet when this update just came out yesterday. Like, do you realize the billions and billions of silver and resources that you would need to get it to pen already? I mean, apparently this game is too easy now. They've also added new items for life skillers, especially for alchemy and cooking. New items such as the Ala class crystal, which ignores knockdown and bound resistance, and just gives you an overall better time when grinding in sort of the more difficult areas of the game. There's also new meals. For example, you got the Marvelous Elton meal, which gives you an XP bonus of 25% for processing. You also have the Marvelous Balkis lunchbox, which primarily gives you a bonus of 25% for fishing experience. And for all you Shai players, there's a new costume that you could actually create from the level 1 costume mill as well, which you could actually see here. And for all the hunters of the game, you have all these various animals in the wild that you could actually hunt, from winter bears to snow leopards and frost wolves and whatnot. And also you're also going to get decorations for your home along with that. Also plethora of winter quest and knowledges, just too many to go over, and quite frankly it's kind of dull, kind of boring, so I'm just going to go ahead and scroll all the way down here. They've also added new Blackstar sub weapon items as well, and they're giving you the sub weapon for the Nova here as an example, which is pretty impressive. I mean, just look at the animation of how it glows like lava. I think that's really cool. And again, we have the new season server right now, and again, to those of you who haven't played Black Desert Online or haven't played in a while, I think right now is a perfect opportunity to play, because they just revamped the quest line and the starter area and whatnot, and just having a lot of fun with the new class. Now, you don't necessarily have to make the new class in order to experience the new storyline right now. You can make any class and start wherever you want. But yeah, that's pretty much the update. Obviously, there's a lot more in this article, but it's just little things here and there that just really isn't worth talking about. Those are the major ones that I wanted to point out. If you guys are still yearning for more, I just made a video of listing all the top 20 open world RPGs on Steam that is coming up, and you can take a look at that in the form of a card that I'll have. Anyways, everyone, I'll finally let you guys go. Hope you guys have a blessed night, and I will see you guys next time. Cheers again, everyone.